Welcome to the newspaper review. I am your host, Fatu Joy. On today's standard newspaper headline, US-funded MCC program terminated in Gambia. 2 arrested over death of baby subjected to FGM. Youth for Change joins UDP. Government defense overseas ID issuance. 16th Yaram Festival lights up London. 22 state legislators from Nigeria arrive in Gambia. UDP says issuance of ID cards abroad unlawful. Hungrily streamlines visa processing for Gambian scholarship students. Now the news in detail. The United States government has terminated the Millennium Challenge Cooperation Program in the Gambia. Information Minister Dr. Ismaila Ceesay confirmed to the Standard. The Millennium Challenge Cooperation MCC is a bilateral United States foreign aid agency established by the U.S. Congress in 2024. It is an independent agency separate from the State Department and USAID. In January, the Trump government issued an executive order to freeze all programs around the world that depend on U.S. funding for 90 days. Following these freezing orders, U.S. authorities informed Gambia to temporarily pause the threshold program known in the Gambia as Millennium Challenge, according to MCA, which runs the fund until further notice. In November 2021, the MCC and the government of the Gambia signed a $25 million threshold program intended to address the country's electricity challenges. MCC was created in 2024 and provides time-limited grants and assistance to countries that meet the rigorous standards for good governance, fighting corruption, and respecting democratic rights. The Youth for Change and Development has announced its official joining of the main opposition United Democratic Party, UDP, marking a notable step in the country's evolving political landscape as it approaches the 2026 presidential election. Wan Buba Bojang is the founder and leader of Youth for Change and Development, a youth-led organization. He is based in German-Jeli and has been actively involved in political and development initiatives aimed at empowering Gambian youth. Bojang said the coming months will be critical as the UDP and its youth allies mobilize to translate the partnership into a broader movement capable of winning the 2026 election and ushering in a new era of governance and development. We have already conceived an idea of creating a committee that will soon commence a door-to-door sensitization campaign to ensure the UDP's ideas and plans for this country are filtered across, he said. The Gambia government has defended the controversial issuance of national ID cards to Gambians abroad, saying it is based on established domestic and international legal instruments. The issuance started in Mauritania and now extended to Gabon and Togo. In a statement, the Ministry of Interior refers to the Convention on Diplomatic Relations, under which it states the country retains legal authority to extend public services, including the issuance of national documents to its citizens within the territory of its diplomatic missions and consulates. The government is strongly committed to responsive service delivery and protection of the interests of its citizens, irrespective of their place of residence, and the rule of law, and accept international standards and best practices will not be compromised, the statement concluded. Police in Wellingara are investigating the death of a 1-month-old baby girl suspected to be linked to female genital mutilation, FGM. Preliminary findings indicate the child was allegedly subjected to circumcision and later developed severe bleeding. She was rushed to Bundung Maternal and Child Health Hospital, where she was pronounced dead on arrival. 2 women allegedly involved in the case are in police custody as investigations continue. The body has been moved to the RVTH mortuary for further examination. The Gambia Police Force reaffirms its commitment to safeguarding the well-being of all vulnerable persons and urges the public to report any harmful practices to the nearest police station. The Speaker of the Legislative Assembly of Taraba State, Federal Republic of Nigeria, John Benzina, accompanied by its majority leader and 19 other members from the Assembly, arrived in the Gambia yesterday. The state parliament is currently on recess and its members have decided to spend their holiday meeting sessions in the Gambia, where they will also pay courtesy calls on senior Gambian parliamentarians and President Adama Barrow. The visit is arranged by the Teraba State Assembly in conjunction with Mansia Hotel Limited, whose owner David Sabo Kante, a long-term tourism investor in the Gambia's tourism sector, said the visit is part of his vision to promote intra-African tourism, especially to the Gambia. Banjul, the Gambia, in a rare and highly coordinated diplomatic initiative, 10 Gambian students awarded prestigious scholarships to study in Hungary are having their visas processed without leaving the country, marking a significant milestone in the Gambia-Hungary bilateral relationship. The scholarships were granted under the Hungarian Symposium program. The government of Hungary flagship higher education initiative established in 2013 and managed by the Tempos Public Foundation under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade. The program offers fully funded opportunities for international students to study in Hungary. It covers tuition, a monthly stipend, accommodation assistance, and health. In sports, Gambian champions Berewuleng FC made a rather dramatic historic debut in the WAFU Zone A Women's Champions League qualifiers in Senegal on Saturday. Without a coach or any technician on other bench and the last-minute change of jersey, a disorientated Gambian champions lost 2-1 to Senegalese champions Église du Médina at the Abdoulaye Wade Stadium Annex in Dakar, where the tournament is hosted. Berewuleng's coach and the technical staff were disqualified from the bench for not meeting the required qualifications, leaving on the medical officer and his manager on the bench as the team played Église du Médina. Embarrassment to Gambian football, one commentator said. However, the GFF second vice president Ibu Faye said, until last Saturday, the guidelines from CAF is that all coaches in CAF competitions must be either A or B license holders. However, on Saturday, WAFU informed Berewuleng that only A license holders can be head coach or technicians in the competition. Moving on to the foreign newspaper headlines. 2 men in military fatigue reportedly flee after vulture killings in Nyanija. Ex-chairman Sirifo Sonko and ex-CEO Jonga admit $30 million geology funds were diverted. Energy Minister warns against sand mining on beaches. Brikama Area Council sold tractors and vehicles for $10,000. Energy Minister says no to oil discovered in the Gambia. Now the news in details. In a vital session for the Local Government Commission of Inquiry on August 4, 2025, key figures from the Brikama Area Council faced tough questioning about the alleged financial mismanagement, including the controversial sale of council assets at suspiciously low prices. Modu Jonga, the former Chief Executive Officer of BAC, who now works with the Banjul City Council, and Sirifo Sonko, the former chairman of the council during 2018, were called to testify before the commission. Both men were questioned on various financial practices and decisions under their leadership, including discrepancies in financial reporting, improper auction procedures, and the sale of vehicles and machinery at prices far below their assessed values. The chief of Nyaniya, Dauda York, said on Sunday, August 10th, that 2 men dressed in soldier uniforms escaped on a motorbike after being spotted in the bush, allegedly killing vultures. I have found that they killed a lot of vultures and removed their food, Chief York said. He explained that the first incident happened about 11 days earlier when the same men were reportedly seen shooting the birds. According to him, the men returned on Saturday. When I heard about it, I was told they went to the forest. Later I followed them, but I could not find them, only the heads and the legs, he said. When they came, one woman told them, "The chief is asking about you." They took their bike and left. Happened on Saturday, and they left the remains of the vultures. He said witnesses described the men as wearing military outfits without hats. It seems they are soldiers, but with no hat. The public relations officer of the Gambia Police Force, Cadet Assistant Superintendent Modu Musa Sisao, has disclosed that one Papa Cham, a 49-year-old Senegalese national, was intercepted by DLEC operatives at the Amdalai border. posed during a routine screening process and found to be in possession of a pistol with 12 live rounds. Cadet Assistant Superintendent Sisawo, who disclosed this information to the media, said the suspect was traveling from Casamance and transiting through the Gambia to Dakar, the Senegalese capital, but was arrested and handed over to the police for further investigation. During questioning, he presented a valid Senegalese license and claimed to be employed by the Senegalese Ministry of Interior. In line with the existing security cooperation between the Gambia Police Force and the Senegalese National Police, and following due consultation with the Senegalese authorities, the suspect was handed over to them for further action, PRO Sisawo said. Mr. Nani Jawara, the Minister of Petroleum, Energy and Mines, said no oil has been discovered in the Gambia so far, despite the numerous explorers made by international oil marketing companies. Mr. Jawara made the disclosure during his recent appearance on Mansakunda, a televised program on GRTS where members of the executive and other officials of the government appeared to shed light on issues of concern to the public. According to Mr. Jawara, wells have been drilled at sea, but so far no discovery of any marketable oil has been made from these explorations. What was discovered is just like oil, but cannot be categorized as oil, Mr. Jawara told the audience, noting that though oil exploration is very expensive, government will continue to do so. In a significant revelation during the ongoing public inquiry into the management of public funds, former CEO of Brikama Area Council, Mr. Jonga, admitted that more than $30 million is intended for community development was diverted from its original purpose. The funds, which were part of the royalties from mining operations, were meant to support projects that would directly benefit the local communities. However, in his testimony, Jonga acknowledged the diversion of the geology funds for other uses, deviating from the agreements laid out of the Memorandum of Understanding. Lead Counsel Patrick Gomez delved into the details of the Council's financial management. Jonga's statements revealed an unsettling pattern of management and irregularities surrounding the funds, which had been allocated. Lead Counsel Patrick Gomez delved into the details of the Council's financial management. Jonga's statements revealed an unsettling pattern of management and irregularities surrounding the funds, which had been allocated to the Council by the Accountant General's Office. The National Assembly member for Banjul North constituency, Honorable Modu Lamin B. Bah, has strongly condemned the recent killing of a crocodile in the city of Banjul. I am expressing my deepest concerns over the incident and urge the public to prioritize human and environmentally responsible practices when dealing with wildlife, Honorable Bah said. The Banjul North NAM made these statements after being informed about the killing of a crocodile within his constituency. Wildlife is crucial for maintaining healthy ecosystems and providing vital benefits to humans. They play key roles in pollination, seed dispersal, pest control, nutrient cycling, and water purification. Furthermore, wildlife contributes to economic well-being through tourism and provides valuable resources for scientific research and medicine. Honorable Bah explained in light of this incident and encouraged city dwellers to contact the relevant authorities such as the Department of Parks and Welfare Management or the Gambia Wildlife and Conservation. Honorable Bah explained in light of this incident and encouraged city dwellers to contact the relevant authorities such as the Department of Parks and Wildlife Management or the Gambia Wildlife and Conservation. In sports, the reigning champions of the Gambia Football Federation First Division League, Real de Banjul, have been drawn against Morocco's First Division side as far in the first round of the CAF Champions League preliminaries. The preliminary draw was held on Saturday in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. The City Boys will host the first leg before completing the tie in Morocco, with the games expected to be played between the 19th and 21st of September. The 15th-time champions last competed in the CAF Interclub preliminaries in 2014 when we knocked out Barak Young Controllers FC of Liberia in the first round before Algerian outfit ESS eliminated them in the second round. Moving on to the Voice newspaper headlines, UDP vows to sue Sidinjai over recent allegations. Government defends issuance of Gambian ID cards abroad. Gambia to host ECOWAS Energy Forum in September. Now the news in detail. The United Democratic Party UDP has threatened legal action against Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Sidinjai, over his recent allegations directed at the opposition party. Honorable Njai, in an interview with the West Coast Radio, tried to link the UDP to tribalism, blocking of the 2020 draft constitution, as well as voter intimidation against non-Mandinka communities. Addressing journalists on Saturday at the party's bureau in Manjai, Lamin Mane, UDP's Deputy Administrative Secretary for Foreign Relations, dismissed Njai's accusations as baseless and unfounded. The statement he made is dishonored based on the allegations. We challenge him to bring concrete evidence that can be proven in court, Mane charged. Mane also accused Njai of halting the construction of a maternity ward in Chairman Jayan because it did not bear his or the NPP's name, calling him a parasite on the Gambian resources. The UDP official maintained that the government could no longer intimidate citizens, warning against electoral malpractice. It is evident that NPP cannot win free and transparent elections again. Come 2026, UDP will win massively without waiting for IEC's result, he declared. The Gambia will take center stage in West Africa's clean energy agenda next month when it hosts the 10th ECOWAS Sustainable Energy Forum on September 18 to 19, 2025 at the Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara International Conference Center in Banjul. The high-level gathering, organized by the ECOWAS Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency in partnership with the Ministry of Petroleum, Energy and Mines, is expected to draw over 500 stakeholders from across the region under the theme Accelerating Sustainable Energy Infrastructure Solutions for Growth in the ECOWAS region. The United Democratic Party UDP has called on National Assembly members to immediately summon the Minister of Interior and the Director General of the Gambia Immigration Department to explain what it described as the unlawful issuance of Gambian national identity cards to individuals abroad. In a statement issued on Sunday, the opposition party expressed alarm over what it termed the government's unlawful and politically motivated distribution of national documents in several African countries, including Mauritania, Congo, and Togo, with the possibility of more nations involved. The UDP urged that the exercise lacks transparency, legal authority, and credible verification mechanisms. The Brikama Magistrate Court on Thursday sentenced Malik Jatta to 5 years imprisonment after finding him guilty on 2 counts of assault with intent to steal and stealing. Presiding Magistrate A. Fufana handed down Jatta 2 years imprisonment on the first count and 3 years on the second to run consecutively. According to court records, the incident occurred on December 16, 2023, around midnight at Yarambamba in the West Coast region. On the first count, Jatta was charged under Section 275 of the Criminal Code for assaulting Mariama Kombo with intent to steal. On the second count, he was charged under Section 252 of the Criminal Code for stealing a bag from the victim containing $17,000 in cash, a router valued at $3,300, a Reliance Financial Service saving book, and an iPhone 13 Pro Max valued at $45,000 and various makeup items of unspecified value. In delivering judgment, Magistrate Fufana said the prosecution had proven its case beyond reasonable doubt on both counts, warranting a custodial sentence to serve as a deterrent. Jatta will serve a total of 5 years behind bars. Chad's former Prime Minister and opposition leader Success Masara has been sentenced to 20 years in prison for disseminating racist and xenophobic messages that incited violence. Defense lawyer Khadija Albai Francis told reporters following Saturday's ruling at a court in the Chadian capital, the Gambia, that Masara will appeal his sentence. He has just been subjected to ignominy and unworthy humiliation, Francis said. Masara, who was Prime Minister between January and May last year, is the head of the Transformers Party and a sub-critic of Mahamat Dibi, Chad's current president. He was accused alongside 67 co-defendants, mostly from the same Ngambai ethnic group, of causing a clash between healers and farmers in May in Logun Occidental, in the southwest of the Central African country. The fighting left 35 people dead and 6 others injured. Masra has strongly opposed the military rulers who came to power in Chad in April 2021 after the death of Debi's father, Idris Deby Itno, who had led the countries for 30 years. Deby took power in 2021 and legitimized his presidency with a parliamentary election earlier this year, which was opposed by Masra and his party. In sports, Medina Salam Kombo South Honorable Babukar M. Kante, Councillor for Katong Ward, on Saturday, 9 August 2025, laid the foundation stone for the fencing of the Medina Salam football field in the West Coast region. The ceremony was attended by the village alcalo, imam, and other community dignitaries, alongside representatives of the Katong Ward Development Committee. Funded through the Ward Development Fund of the Brikama Area Council, the project aims to provide a secure and improved environment for football activities in the community. Work on the fencing began immediately after the ceremony and is expected to be completed in time to host the year's Summer Nawetan, as well as potential district and regional football matches. Councillor Kante said the initiative is part of ongoing efforts to promote sports development and community engagement across the world. Now to the point newspaper headlines. Floods filled across town and markets. We will end the era of hurricane lamps, Petroleum Minister vows. UDP raises alarm over government unlawful issuance of ID cards abroad. Registrar General admits overstepping bounds. Now the news in detail. Former Registrar General Aliu Jallow, reappearing before the Special Select Committee probing the sale of the former president assets on Thursday, admitted he went beyond Attorney General's instruction in the sale of ex-President Yahya Jammeh's seized cattle. He acknowledged taking part in pricing, mobilizing livestock, and even signing official sale records, while introducing a complete stranger into the process. The revelation came during tense questioning by the committee investigating the disposal of assets identified by the Janneh Commission. According to Jallow, he was sent by the Attorney General in January 2018 to attend cattle sales at Kanilai Farm as a witness, but his testimony showed his involvement went well beyond observing. Across the Gambia, the rainy season brings more than relief from the heat as it turns bustling markets into moody pools, transforming main roads into rivers and traps families indoors. From Brikama to Churchillstown and Latrikunda to Banjul, residents enjoy flooded homes, stalled vehicles, rooting goods into a growing fear for their health and safety. While the rains are seasonal, the suffering has become a yearly reality that Gambians say requires urgent solutions. At the heart of the problem are the Gambia's markets where traders and customers wrestle with dirty floodwaters and blocked drains. Fatou Koli, a vendor at Brikama Market, said every downpour brings losses. She explained how the market is covered in stagnant water when it rains, causing loss both in produce and customers. This is their only source of income, but the conditions are unbearable, and despite repeated pleas for drainage and better waste management, no lasting solution has come. At Latrikunda Sabiji, taxi driver Haruna C. blamed poor urban planning as feeder roads and water canals were never completed, leaving floodwaters to collect on main roads. Banjul, the capital city, faces an even greater threat as rising sea levels and poor drainage have made parts of the city nearly uninhabitable during peak rains. According to climate vulnerability reports, over 25% of the Gambia's roads lie in flood-prone zones, and nearly 49% of West Coast settlements are vulnerable to flooding. In 2022, more than 50,000 people nationwide were affected by flash floods, with the Red Cross evacuating hundreds of families in the Greater Banjul area and providing emergency shelter and food support. The Minister for Petroleum, Energy and Mines, Nani Juara, at the Mansakunda press conference on Friday, promised to end usage of hurricane lamps and candles in the Gambia by 2026, with reliable and affordable electricity to every home in the country. Juara described the move as a historic milestone forming part of President Adama Barrow's vision for a fully electrified and energy-secured Gambia. After 60 years of independence, we are determined to replace hurricane lamps with dependable electricity in every household, he declared. Juara said the government's plan aims to change this reality through aggressive grid expansion, renewable energy projects, and reduce connection costs. He noted that more communities have already been connected on the recent projects and NAWEC's installation fees have been slashed to make access more affordable. This is all we have for you in our today's newspaper review. Do stay tuned for more newspaper reviews and please don't forget to subscribe, like and share our videos. I remain your host, Fat George.